I'm afraid of the dark. I know that's probably not going to be a huge shocker for most of you guys, but it is pretty bad. Like, I am genuinely terrified of the dark. This story is about Lena, 20 years old. She has long, flowing hair, which she always keeps in a braid when she's working out because she doesn't like it getting in her face. She's home alone tonight. Her parents are out of town, and she's just chilling in her living room watching TV. You know, eating some takeout food, just having a nice night in. The power goes out and her first thought is, oh great, now how am I going to watch my show? So she goes into her kitchen to light a candle. As she's walking through the kitchen, she notices that her back door, which she had left wide open earlier, is now closed. She thinks, oh, weird, must have closed it myself. She goes over to the counter, grabs a lighter, and then walks back over to her living room. As she's putting down the candle, she hears a noise in her backyard. She assumes it's just a branch or something falling in the wind. She lights the candle, gets back on the couch, and continues watching TV. A little while passes and she hears the noise again. This time, it's a little closer. She goes to the window and looks out into her backyard. She can see a tall, dark figure standing by her shed. She thinks, okay, maybe it is a person. Maybe someone's out there in my backyard. She decides to just ignore it and goes back to watching TV. The figure approaches the house. It's still dark and she can't make out any details, but it's definitely a person. It's at this point that she becomes a little uneasy. She's trying to convince herself that it's just her neighbor or something, just some random guy taking a late-night stroll. The doorknob starts to turn. She screams and hides under the coffee table. The door opens slowly, and a raspy voice says, "Hello, anyone home?" He takes a step in, and she can see his face in the doorway. He's wearing a ski mask that's pulled all the way up over his head, covering his entire face. She stays silent, hoping that he'll just leave. She can hear him shuffling around in her entryway. She can hear him breathing heavily. He speaks again. "Hello? Anyone here?" She stays silent. She tries to make herself as small as possible. He steps out of her entryway, and she can see his silhouette against the light from the hallway. He looks like a big, muscular guy. She can tell that even though she's crouched under this coffee table, she can tell that he's towering over her. He starts to approach the coffee table. She holds her breath. She doesn't dare move. She doesn't dare make a sound. The man kneels down next to the coffee table and says, "Well, hello there, beautiful. I didn't think anyone was home, but it looks like I was wrong." His fingers start to reach under the edge of the coffee table. She screams and kicks at him, trying to buy some time until he backs off. She can feel her heart pounding in her chest. She can feel the adrenaline surging through her veins. The man stands up. "Well, well, well," he says. "It looks like I found myself a little snack." He reaches down and grabs her ankle. "You're a real live one, aren't you?" He starts to drag her towards the door. She struggles to free herself from his grasp, but he's too strong. As he drags her towards the door, she can see a glimmer of light in the distance. She strains to get a better look and realizes that it's coming from the end of the hallway. With a surge of adrenaline, she kicks out her leg and connects with the man's face. He stumbles backward, momentarily stunned. In that split second, she makes a dash for the light at the end of the hallway. He recovers quickly and gives chase, but she can feel the power of her own legs carrying her away from danger. As she reaches the end of the hallway, she can see a set of stairs leading down into the darkness. Without hesitation, she runs towards them. He's right behind her, his heavy footsteps echoing in her ears. With each step she takes, the darkness envelops her, promising an unknown fate. But in that darkness, she finds a strange sense of hope. And then, as suddenly as it began, the terrifying game of cat and mouse comes to an abrupt halt. His voice booms ominously from behind her. "Well, well, well, looks like you got away from me this time, kitty cat." A wicked chuckle follows his words, sending shivers down her spine. But don't think you can hide forever. I'll find you again, and next time I won't be so merciful.